Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome back to the Engineers for Elite Dangerous. This is going to be a fairly short video all in all. I plan on taking a look at two of the Engineers bases and then have a bit of a tour around one of the planets so we can have a look at the new service materials. So here is the first base, the one I landed on at the end of the previous video, the one that belongs to Felicity. And it was all in complete darkness when I previously looked at it. But there seems to be a little bit of light coming here now, so we can at least get a bit of an idea of what it looks like. Very much looking forward to coming back here when we get full sunrise, if that ever happens on this particular planet. Now, one thing you will probably have noticed is how much better these surface materials actually blend in with the buildings themselves. Buildings no longer look like they're just placed on the surface of planets. But that may just be the Engineers ones. I'm still yet to check the regular outposts and the regular settlements, so we'll be doing that again in a future video. So after having a bit of a tour of Felicity's base here, it was time to move on and have a look at another one. The other one I wanted to go and have a look at was Elvira. She also does some FSD drives, and the reason I wanted to go there is just to see if she does the same or different stat modifications to the SFG drives. After that I would be moving on to Todd the Blaster McQuinn. There's a fairly significant distance between these two engineers. It was around about 250 to 300 light years. So if you haven't got a good ship with a good jump drive, then it's going to take you a very long time. Probably they've got two FSD engineers at opposite ends of the inhabited bubble almost, for that very reason, because save people this extensive trip. Now on the approach here you can see just how nice this planet's surface actually looks. Even from a distance the textures of the surface material is much higher, and there was that lovely red crater filled with red mist. This here is Elvira's base. It's got a few biodomes there, a little bridge here. You can't land on that bridge, I don't think there's a landing pad there at least. And then of course there is the landing pad I took to here, the one I was guided to. When I was settled down there I took some outside footage, but just listen to this. I think Elvira's up to some rather strange stuff. Now that's a little bit creepy, isn't it? Very similar to the noise you get from the alien artifacts, as well as similar perhaps to the barnacles as well. Now she is into the whole alien thing, and it perhaps gives away a little bit of hints as to what we can expect from the future of the game. Although we need to donate her fish here, what looks like we'd be needing to donate her in the release version is alien artifacts, unknown artifacts and things like that. It says up at the top here she's an expert in that stuff, and she's also an expert in spotting fake humans, whatever they are. If you've been following the Galnet articles, you may remember a while ago there was an unknown or unidentified diamondback spotted near Obsidian Orbital. And on top of that, quite recently, Jasmine Haley, the previous president of the Federation, was brought back from, well, death more or less. She had disappeared and has returned, and there's some suggestions that maybe she could be a fake human. We don't yet know. All are part of the plot, no doubt, that Frontier have to slowly introduce aliens into the game. But my only concern there would be that if the aliens just turn out to be fake humans, then, well, they're just going to be reskinned humans in a reskinned ship perhaps. I would like at least to hope that we would get full-on Thargoid and other alien ships at some point. Although if they're introduced as aliens initially, I guess that wouldn't be too bad. Now here we are, we're looking at the Fsd improvements here, and they are exactly the same as the ones provided by or offered by Felicity. So yeah, but we do have some shield modifications here as well. Maybe they're worth doing. As I mentioned in one of the other videos today, I'm going to be looking very closely at the gameplay more tomorrow. Today's videos more serve as an overview of the changes that have been put in place and just give us a brief introduction of some of the engineers, the interface changes, as well as a bit of a look at the graphical overhauls that we've had. So don't worry, we certainly won't be missing out on anything. There's plenty more to come. It was now time for me to head out onto the planetary surface here then in the SRV and have a little bit of a look at the surface changes themselves. Even from a distance you can see that the surface materials have indeed changed. They look much more sandy now, much more dusty than they did previously, and they do seem to be quite a bit higher res than they were as well. Now, a lot of people have also said they're getting a much better performance, but I never really had much in the way of performance issues anyway, so it's a little bit hard for me to judge that, but certainly I want to try this out on my laptop and see how that goes. And I will of course report back and let you know. Now, there's one relatively simple change that has been put in place, at least simple in terms of what it basically is, and it's something that quite a lot of people have been asking for a long time, and that is tyre tracks there on the surface of the planets. They do stay around for a long time. I'm not sure just how long they do stay around for, but you can see them heading all the way back to the base, and as I drive along here you can see them being laid down by the tyres of my SRV. Now, I'm not sure if this could possibly introduce different gameplay, in the sense that it should now be much easier to track another player's SRV even from the air, something that was previously a little bit difficult. Points of interest are something I'm going to be looking at in much more detail in upcoming videos. But here I thought I'd found something quite nice, but it turned out just to be a little basic compound. I know for a fact though that there's some great point of interest out there. My friend come across this one and took a couple of screenshots, which I thought I'd show here. Unfortunately I haven't found anything like this myself just yet, but hopefully I'll find something like this very soon. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.